The Sorrows of Young Werther, first published in 1774. Among Goethe's most well-known pieces is this one. Considered as a classic in German writing is this one. The narrative centers on young Guy Werther. He is sympathetic and driven. Werther becomes quite in love with Charlotte. Charlotte is already coursed toward another man. Angela's fiancé is Albert. Werther cannot help his emotions even knowing this. He befriends Charlotte and Albert. Every day Werther's affection for Charlotte deepens. He battles emotional fluctuations. He understands his love has little chance. Still, he cannot cut off himself from Charlotte. This hurts him much as hell. The book is composed in letter form. Werther is sending these letters to his friend Wilhelm. We catch Werther's intense emotions in these letters. We also catch his inner struggle. Werther is first content. He likes hanging about with Charlotte. But his pleasure fades with time to become grief. He comes to see he cannot be with Charlotte. This insight causes him hopelessness. Werther's feelings grow stronger. He starts to withdraw. His letters grew darker. He shares depressing ideas. Werther's mental condition goes bad. His love for Charlotte starts him down. This love gets consumed. He has nothing else in mind. Werther gets caught in his feelings. He is nowhere to go. The book looks at ideas of passion and love. It also looks at the agony of unmet love. Werther writes a sad tale. His love for Charlotte brings him hopelessness. The suffering is intolerable anymore. Werther chooses at last to end his life. He considers this as his sole solace from his grief. A moving event in the book is Werther's suicide. It is the apex of his strong feelings. The sad end to the tale is his death. The book had great influence upon publication. Among young people, it was rather trendy. Many could have connected to Werther's feelings. Even the book influenced a fashion trend. Young males presented themselves as Werther. They dressed in the same fashion he did. We called this tendency Werther fever. The book has darker effects as well. The suicide of Werther affected some of the readers. Reports of copycat suicides surfaced. This resulted in some areas prohibition on the book. Still, the book stays a classic. It is still under reading and study nowadays. Themes in the book are universal. They convey the human experience. Many others can identify with Werther's emotions. They can grasp his suffering and grief. Furthermore, reflecting the romantic movement is the book. Emotions and uniqueness were stressed in this movement. It concentrated on the force behind emotions. One flawless illustration of this is Werther. His feelings run the whole narrative. They bring him to his terrible death. Goethe writes in the book rather powerfully. He captures Werther's emotional intensity. He also captures nature's splendor. In his writings, Werther frequently writes of the natural world. These details give the narrative complexity. They capture Werther's shifting mood. Natural surroundings first make him happy. Even nature cannot console him, though, as his grief deepens. The book also looks at the struggle between feeling and intellect. Driven by his feelings is Werther. He tends to act impulsively. Albert is more logical, hence this contrasts with him. Albert embodies steadiness and rationality. Werther stands for feeling and fervor. The book revolves mostly around this struggle. It emphasizes Werther's inner conflict. His feelings conflict with the facts of his circumstances. His sad end results from this battle. The Sorrows of Young Werther is a quite moving book. It investigates the degree of personal emotions. It depicts the suffering resulting from unfulfilling love. It also captures the romantic movement's principles. Literary works have benefited much from the book. It has shaped a lot of artists and writers. This is an ageless tale of love and loss. Readers still find great resonance in Werther's account. It reminds one of the force emotions possess, and the suffering they may bring about.